Hey, TvP against Birthday Rage on the ladder. I'm talking while I'm playing, so don't expect me to be that articulate. It's called a blabcast for a reason. I'm just blabbing when I have time in between doing awesome things. So somebody, Agent 009, I think, I don't know, something like that, just said that if in the first time I casted the tank push for TVZ, right? I was like, this only works because the Zerg's the metagame is to not have any units at 8 minutes. So you could hit with almost anything at 8 minutes as long as it's something that repairs in between battles, right? Because they're going to hit you with a small wave and then a second small wave. But if you fight with something like, Marine Marauder, then you don't get to repair the damage between waves, so that doesn't work. But if you fight with something like tanks and Hellions and some SCVs, then you get to repair all the damage between waves, and that's why this push works, and blah, blah, blah. If you could have Medivacs at this time, then you could just do it with Medivacs instead, and that would work, but it's harder to get Medivacs at this time. And so he was like, oh, I went on to the test map, and I tried it, and you can easily get Medivacs by 7 minutes. So, you should consider that. And I've been failing miserably at that TVZ build for a long time because I can win the push about 50% of the time. But if I don't win the push, I suck later on because I have a mech-based army, and I'm just so bad at mech. So a medevac drop would be much more my style, because if the medevac drop fails, Zerg doesn't have anti-air that early in the game, so I can just pick up my army and go home. And then... I'm going to skip the first Marine to get this orbital on time. Come on, orbital. And since he hasn't scouted me, I might skip the first Marine and just make my core first. Crazy. Anyway, so yeah. Plus, the transition out of a medevac drop is Marines and medevacs, which is what I want to get to anyway. So I really like that idea, and I'm going to give it a shot on the ladder next time I face a Zerg. But obviously, this guy isn't Zerg, so I should stop talking about what I'm going to do against my next Zerg opponent and play against him. So in TvP, he's going to do a poke with the Stalker and a Zealot at 5 minutes, or just the first Zealot at 4 minutes. So you need to have at least 2 Marines by 4 minutes, which I'm not going to have. And then you need to have at least, like, enough to fight off a Stalker later on when he shows up at 5 minutes. So I'm going to miss the 4 minute, but he's not going to hit me because, I'm willing to take that risk. And then, when he does hit me at 5 minutes, I will be ready. I'll be prepped and dicey.
Go, go, go! Add-on.
Boom. Boom. I have so much gas. So with the 2 racks opening, you really want to not spend any money on anything but Marines and Marauders and SCVs and supply depots until 6.5 minutes, because that's how long it takes to actually, for your income to exceed the 500 per minute that you have to spend on this stuff. Oops. So usually I like to poke across the field right now just to see if he's got an expo. Should I do that? I guess I'll do that.
Research. Not enough minerals.
Once I lost a game because I poked across the field at the same time as he did a 2 Stalker poke at my base. And because of, this is what's going to happen. Because of Warpin, he's able to defend his base at the same time as coming out here and fighting against my poke. So it's completely random. It's not like he did this on purpose. He didn't know I was poking and therefore did this. He was planning to do this no matter what I was going to do. It just happens to work really well for him because I happen to do that poke, Which is why when I first started to do the poke, I would have a bunker back home and a wall in.
Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through. Oh, it's on.
So that was crippling, and I might lose the whole game because of it, but that's okay. I don't mind losing to silly things like that. I knew it could happen, and I took the risk, and it was worth taking.
In the rear with the, this better be good. Armed. SCV. Go, go, go. It's go time. I'm on it. SCV ready. That's fine. This better. Armed and what's going on? Go ahead.
I'm not going to take my second gas. Stim is done now, so next time he comes up here, it should go a lot better. I'm going to bring these workers down here as well, because it's been 8 minutes, so I should be on about 30 workers, and I don't think I've lost any.
It's go time. Go on. Armed and by the numbers. SCV ready.
There we go. Now I get to kill whole huge numbers of stuff. And that might catch up for the fact that I did so poorly with the first time.
Get heavy. This better be good. Say the word, baby.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
So let's get a starport and then go win this game.
Armed.
The reason I'm not going to go win right now, even though maybe I could, is because I double stimmed, and so these guys are low health. I delayed my gas, so this starport is not going to give me as many medevacs as I'm used to. That's okay. I'm pretty sure this game's over. Pretty sure. I mean, I would not be shocked if he has DTs back home and I lose, but again, my strategy for DTs is to lose.
Additional supply add-on complete. Additional supply details required.
You gonna give me your been waiting.
So let that be a lesson too. For the same reason that Terran can poke early but has to run away at 6 minutes, Protoss can poke early, but you have to run away before 9 minutes when Stim comes out, or you're just totally screwed. Because Stim will screw you. Same way Warp Gate Tech will screw Terrans who poke.
It's go time.
Alright.
SCV ready.
Looks like I have... okay.
Ready for dust off.
Armed and ready. This better be good. SCV ready. What's going on? Gangway coming through. Of course. Go, go, go. SCV ready.
So my factory went out in front to garnish support from the locals.
Ready for dust off. Light.
Been waiting on you. SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy? Oh, it's on. Armed and ready. SCV ready. Huh? Who wants some? You want a piece of me, boy? Let's have a blast.
I've got more medevacs coming, so when they get there I'll just do a doom drop
Minerals.
to finish up.
Go, go, go.
Not enough minerals.
He probably has a proxy pylon that he's going to dick around with a little bit.
SCV ready. It's go.
Mineral field completed.
SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
Yeah, that was easy. So I said what was going to happen, and then it happened, and then he got this huge advantage, and then he blew it being greedy. He was like, wow, I got a big advantage, I should win right now. No, see, look, big army, squished a couple of units, and then, you know, seriously, never wait around until Stim, guys. If you're Protoss, run before stim. And if you're Terran, run before warp gate tech finishes. And if you're Terran and you want to do a poke to make sure he's not fast teching to DTs or fast expanding, put a bunker at your frickin' wall in. That was dumb of me. Anyway, good game to that dude. Look at the income. He totally cut stuff to get a 7-stalker push. Didn't work at all. I pulled workers and still managed to stay higher income. I'm surprised that people do that in Masters League, but maybe he was just screwing around with it. Anyway.